Hey Justin.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Alright, well thanks for coming out for the lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
So since this is the first lesson, what are you wanting to kind of get out of this?
Basically, what I've been wanting to get better at is striking the ball more consistent. I'm pretty solid around the greens, chipping and putting. Would definitely like to work on some wedges.
Okay, so wedge game and
then big deal is inconsistent for the most part off the tee box.
Okay.
I'll probably get a little quick. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm here. So.
Alright. Well then, go ahead and hit a couple balls and see where you're at.
Perfect.
Okay. So it's about time to wrap it up a little bit.
Okay.
So today we covered your wedge game, your irons, as you can see, and then the driver. We found out that it was kind of like a two-way miss. So for the next couple lessons, we'll be focusing on bringing that into either, well, really more consistent hitting and a one-way miss instead. But yeah, thanks for coming out.
Perfect.
Is there anything else?
Nope, that's going to be it.
All right,
I have no
perfect.
questions. I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week
Perfect.
then. Well, it's pretty hot today, isn't it?
It's miserable out here.
Alright, well,
it's
so
so humid.
for lesson 2, we'll be working along short game, and most of the chipping, but a little bit of putting included.
Okay.
But we'll save the putting mostly for the fourth lesson.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll start with some bunker shots. And right now the bunkers are a little wet, so that'll be interesting. Go ahead. Well, that about calls it for today.
Okay.
So next week we'll be working on a long game.
Okay.
And then the following week after that we'll come back to chipping and putting.
Okay.
And so yeah, I'll see you next week.
Okay. Perfect. That'll work. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Morning, Justin.
Morning, Ben. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Feeling good after that last lesson?
Yes, I am. Hit the ball up better.
All right, perfect.
Definitely.
So today we'll continue on the previous long game lesson, where we'll be trying to put our weight more toward the right side during the swing. So it'll kind of, instead of turning into it on the left side,
Okay.
you're going to try to distribute it a bit more to the right.
Okay.
So that'll be our focus for the lesson.
Okay. As far as weight distribution.
Yeah. Well, Justin, that about does it for this lesson. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you.
Yeah, so how did you feel about it?
I felt good. It's definitely different for me as far as visualizing shots, but I think that the different aspects of it, as far as seeing the shot, I totally understand. Maybe if you see it more, I have less chance of missing it all over the place.
And how did you feel on the weight transfer from going kind of like this to a bit more?
It's definitely different, but it's weird for me getting back to the ball at first, so I'll probably have to go slow.
Right.
But it definitely feels a lot more free on the way down. So
awesome.
I definitely think it'll help.
Cool.
So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well then I'll see you next week.
Perfect. That'll work.
Let's tear down and get out of here. Afternoon, Justin.
Hey man, how are you?
Doing good.
Doing all right?
Yeah. You ready for this last practice lesson?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
More than ready.
Well, after this, we'll hop right into the playing thing.
Okay.
We'll go out and play a few holes and see how it works. But for now, we'll just continue where we left off on the last chipping lesson.
Okay.
And or short game lesson, I should say. And we'll focus a bit more on putting and kind of pitching, things like that.
Okay. Yeah. Can do that. Absolutely.
Let's get right into it. Those drills were helping. So
right. I like the drills. Instead of just dropping a couple balls and going back and forth, I like the drills, and actually makes me focus a lot more as far as practicing.
Right, and it helps like develop consistency with your putting stroke and all that too. You know, like developing the same stroke.
Motion and everything. Yeah. I love the stuff out of the rough. Full swing seems to be coming around. I really appreciate it.
You're smashing it.
I know.
You're smashing it.
I love it. Thanks, man.
And then the weird shots, especially because then you can kind of work on course management off the course. Okay. And it can kind of affect your mental game and imagery and all that.
No, perfect. Thank you, man.
So,
I appreciate it so much.
Again.
Appreciate it. It was
nice.
nice. It was great. Thanks, man.
Let's get out of here. It's hot.
It's hot.